3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17, 18, 19, 20. Husqvarna is nice and light, nice and light. Yeah! Boy, there you go. Got it. Man, I got a natural high right now like you wouldn't believe, man. Holy shit, this thing hauls the mail. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I can cut faster lap times on this new 125 than I could my 500 on most tracks. In fact, Chris Canning last weekend at Southwick on the 2000, I think the same year, I'm pretty sure it exists, right?
Yeah, 2020.
2020, he did 3 seconds a lap faster than he did on his 450. These things have major horsepower. I would guess by seat of the pants, it's got to be mid-high 30s, right?
They're actually 40.
40 horse?
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane. Let me hand the mic to Shane. He's our parts manager. This is his bike. He bought it brand new from Manchester Honda. It was about $8,000 out the door, I believe, with all accessories and tax and everything else. And it's the end of the season here. I don't think the bike has more than, what, 3 or 4 hours on it?
It's got 11 hours.
Oh, 11 hours?
On the hour.
Oh, has an hour? Yeah, it looks brand new to me. He weighs 140 pounds, so it's not like a big 220-pound guy like me was hammering on it. He's what class do you ride?
450, 250B, same class as junior.
11 hours, mostly riding. Have you had much track time on it?
A lot of that hours was mainly at my house. I raced it once at Southwick, and that was really it.
I'm going to hand the mic to Shane. Tell us all about this bike and why you invested your hard-earned money in it instead of a Yamaha or something else.
So I bought this bike with the intention of having a 125 to practice on and have some fun on, and it really gave me that high I was looking for. It's definitely the most fastest 125 you will get production-wise is a 2020 Husqvarna or KTM 125 SX. I did a couple of upgrades to it just to give it a little more oomph out of it too. I put a Pro Circuit R304R silencer in the rear. I put a Moto Tassinari V-Force 4 reed cage, complete assembly on there.
You're pretty much an expert in jetting too. Most of the two-stroke jetting we have down here, Shane is the one who test rides and critiques them. So you've got this thing jetted perfectly.
Yeah, and to be honest, I probably jetted this thing 6 to 8 times, various, from spring to now.
Yep.
And I got it really good right now. Another thing I did too, this isn't stock. I have the stock airbox cover, but that is the vented one, which actually comes with the 4-strokes when you go buy a new 4-stroke, but they don't give you that for the 2-stroke guys. So I had to spend $60, $70 on that. Just gives it a little more airflow.
How much money in total upgrades did you spend?
I spent about $500 in upgrades. Some were just cosmetic stuff too, like a bar pad, Pro Taper grips. I have a Pro Taper metal throttle tube with a ball bearing at the end.
Okay.
Gives it a little more less friction, a little better
Nice.
feel.
I like the grips, and they're safety wired too, which they don't come from the factory like that. That's nice.
Yep, that's my preferred
Are
grip.
these an upgrade tire too?
That is the stock tire, the MX3S.
These are the stock tires front and rear?
Yep.
Well, there's your proof, folks. Obviously, very low hours, original tires. Let's take a look at the frame rails. That's something I always like to do. Brand new, baby.
Yep, and
Not a
that
ding in it.
hasn't had a skid plate on it, and I don't woods ride the bike or anything like that. That's exactly how I've kept the bike. I'm very OCD in how I maintain and keep my bikes too. I clean them every time I ride them, so that's its current
There's not
condition.
there's one tiny little ding right there.
There is one tiny ding in the front of the pipe.
Nothing in the bottom. That's perfect. Just one little ding from a rock coming up on there. The pegs look perfect. What else can you tell us about it?
It is on its stock chain and stock sprockets, and they're still perfectly good, totally usable. That again shows how low use, and I maintain the chain and I maintain my sprockets and kept everything in good condition. Foot pegs aren't worn out, perfect condition. Chain slider, all the wearable items, brake pads, everything is in perfect working condition. So whoever buys this bike is going to be able to take this thing and take it to the racetrack, take it to the practice track, take it to the trails, whatever you're really intending on doing with it, and it's not going to skip a beat. Also, since I bought this bike too, in-house we use VP race gas exclusively. We do that as a preventive measure to avoid ethanol, and I've been doing that in this bike since I bought it new. I've only done VP race gas. Currently, it has VP T2 pre-mixed race gas, and you can definitely feel it as a way of a power. It gives it a little more power, a little more throttle response too.
Burns cleaner.
Yeah, it burns cleaner, less deposit for the, when you go to tear it down, less oil deposits, just cleaner all throughout.
What does it weigh?
They're about 192 pounds wet, I think.
Wow.
They're pretty light.
Super light.
Yeah, super lightweight.
It's like well over 40 pounds.
Yeah.
compared to 500.
Easily.
Only 10 horsepower or less. Power to weight ratio might be on par with the big boy because it's so light.
Yeah, things to notice too, like compared to a conventional 125 or even a normal, a 2020 YZ 125, the engineering that goes into these bikes is just incredible. Like how they added all the higher gyroscopics into the crank and they tilt the motor. It's not like your typical 125 from 10, 20 years ago. It's advanced and they haven't stopped advancing their two-stroke. So it's got a little bit of a higher center of gravity with the crank. I mean, you can stick your whole arm through there in the front cradle because they angled it and brought everything up just as a trying to achieve balance better throughout the chassis and the motor. And it's definitely a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a little misty-eyed to see it go because I've had so much fun on it, but just time to move on.
Shay, you're our parts manager. You know stuff. What does a white power shock like this cost if you bought that individually? Look at the technology on that shock.
Yeah, that is brand new for this year too. The 2020 exact shock. That's got to be $1,500, $2,000. If you try to buy that and put it on to something else, as well as the forks are again another 2020 design. I think they are a AER air fork, but they're calling them the exact AER air fork. So all around, it's brand new 2020 cutting edge technology.
Just curious, why are you selling it? I mean, obviously
So-
you're not racing it, you haven't ridden it that much, is that why?
To be honest, I want to sell it to buy a 250 stroke. I've been riding a CR 250 lately, and I'm just kind of really in tune with that,
Yeah.
and just looking to go back to it. Perfect world, I would love to have this thing, keep it in the stable just to have another 125. It's a perfect yard bike. If you have a small track in your yard, like myself, I have a small 45-second lap time track in my house, and it's literally the perfect bike for that. But I'm looking to go racing next year with a 252 stroke, so just time to sell it and move on to something a little bigger.
Yeah, I think if you're racing against 450s, there's really no replacement for a 252 stroke. But if you're racing, schoolboy class or 250B, then
Yeah. I mean, if I was racing against just 250 four-strokes exclusively, like lights class,
Right.
it wouldn't be as much of an issue, but I'm actually 25-plus class. I'm racing the vet class, and guys are on 450s. It's just a struggle. So, perfect world. Racing 125s against 125s. This is what you want.
We'll see you again.
But I actually bought the bike to race the 125 All-Star class with, which, because of Corona, they canceled that. So, but that was my initial plan, is to race this thing against a sea full of 125s.
Anything else you want to touch on? I think we pretty much. Yeah, guys, we can ship this anywhere in the States inexpensively. So message your zip code for a quote. I think East Coast you'll be very pleased with the rates. It's almost negligible, and we'll hold it for as long as you need. Guys, no excuses. I know some dealers have waiting lists for the 2021 models, and 2020s are sold out. If you need a bike, if you need a 2020 TC125, this is it. It's no excuses. It's brand new. Call us if you have any questions.
You're going to save a couple $1,000s on a bike that was massaged to perfection by the guy who runs our parts department. His dad's the wizard. This guy over-maintains his bikes, changes the oil every time he rides it, new air filters, and he's got it tuned to perfection. It's actually going to run better than a brand new one off the showroom floor, no doubt about it, and you're going to save a couple grand. So it's a no-brainer, really. If you have any questions, give us a call at 860-454-7024. Do you want to give them your cell phone number if they want to call you?
Sure, absolutely. If you guys would like to talk to me, my cell phone number is 774-386-3255. and you can text or call.
Give Shane a call, give us a call. Cody will handle the sale and the deposit in any way, anything we have to do to make it a seamless transaction for you. We're open 7 days a week for the pickup, so got clear MSO on it. All the paperwork's there. You'll get a bill of sale from our dealership also. So buy with assurance from the pros at Kaplan Cycles. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and as always, God bless America.